But right now at 6, more in our full disclosure investigation as we continue our interview with Phoenix Police Chief Jeri Williams. For weeks, ABC 15 investigator Dave Biskobing has exposed holes in Arizona's Brady list system, the system used to track officers with a history of lying, crimes, or other integrity concerns. The chief says she's closing one of those gaps in Phoenix, but we've confirmed as of now it's not permanent nor documented.
The department gave us 12 minutes to interview the chief, and you're about to see our very first set of questions in full. But first, a few facts and background to understand what we're talking about.
Our investigation uncovered 1,400 law enforcement officials on Brady lists across Arizona. We then discovered at least 400 of those cases were never sent to the Arizona Peace Officer Standards and Training Board, or AZ Post. The State Police Board licenses officers, and in cases of dishonesty and crimes, they often permanently revoke their licenses. But we exposed reporting is not mandatory. Departments can keep that stuff in-house. And after we broke the news and highlighted a Phoenix officer who slipped through the cracks, police told us this.
The state's largest police department says it is working on policies to report more misconduct to the State Police Board.
But the department did not say if it would specifically forward all Brady cases to the state board. So we asked the chief.
Will you report every Brady list misconduct case to now AZ Post based on what you're looking at?
So what we're doing now is we're making sure that cases of significant discipline, to include major policy violations, major suspensions, are going to be reported, or Class 3 violations is what we call them. And I'll have you get with the PIOs on what a Class 3 violation specifically is. We're reporting those now to Arizona Post, and we started that in August of this year.
So what about Brady violations, though? If an officer has something that requires the prosecutors to track them for some sort of integrity issue, is that something you'll automatically send to AZ Post?
So I think my response would be the same thing. So if an employee or an officer is disciplined, if we're looking into the case, if being integritable is part of that case, that's obviously going to be something that's going to go over to Arizona Post. But what I think you're asking me is if someone is on the Brady list, are we giving that to Arizona Post? And Brady covers a spectrum of things. The PIOs get you the list and spectrum, but when we have significant discipline, I'm absolutely going to report that to Arizona Post.
But you're not exactly answering my question. So the point is, if there's something that lands an officer now on the Brady list, will you send those cases to AZ Post? They told me they want to see them all now.
Okay, so if it lands into an investigation that we're looking into, absolutely, I'm going to send that to Arizona Post.
So yes, if it's a potential Brady violation and you sustain it, you'll go to?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's clean and clear that all up. First, Phoenix policies show Class 3 violations do typically include issues of dishonesty, false statements, and crimes. And after the chief's promise, we asked police for documentation to confirm what she said. Instead, the department told us, quote, "These guidelines are not written in policy. Rather, this is a pilot program." Again, a promised reform, not written in policy, a pilot program, and one which the department is not providing documentation. And if you want to know why we've asked for proof, well, here's a real Phoenix police example. Officer Anthony Armour.
He's been accused of multiple sex assaults, and in November 2015, a Phoenix internal investigation found Armour unlawfully entered a woman's apartment, falsely arrested her, lied to his supervisor regarding the circumstances, lied in his incident report, and after his sergeant told him to release the woman from custody, he had her sent to jail anyway. Armour was suspended for 80 hours, but not fired. Phoenix police did not report the case to AZ Post, which again could have revoked his license.
Should he still have been a police officer, in your opinion, after doing that?
So, as you mentioned, that happened prior to me being the police chief. Mm-hmm. And as you know, I can't talk about that case because I'm one of the people that is mentioned in there. But back to my point, when someone brings something to my attention, I am going to address it, period.
Armour is currently a defendant in 2 lawsuits. The false arrest incident we're talking about is not one of them.
What if an officer did that? A new officer does those very similar things, falsely arrests someone, lies about it, then is told to unarrest her because you didn't have probable cause at the scene and has her booked in anyways. Would you be comfortable having that person on the force?
So I am not comfortable having anyone who is not integrable. I am not comfortable having anyone who violates crime. I'm not comfortable doing that. I am not comfortable with people treating people wrongly.
Within the last year, Armour claimed accidental disability and retired early. He's getting a full pension.
Now, we also questioned the chief about Officer Armour's sex assault allegations. Her department is trying to rewrite history and minimize the severity of the claims against him. We're still investigating those cases, and we'll report more about them and the chief's answers in the near future. I'm Investigator Dave Biskobing, ABC 15, Arizona.